So here we are for part 3 of our series, Dear Admiral Neffenger, which is my hypothetical letter to Admiral Neffenger if I were to ever have an audience and he were to ask me, how do we fix aviation security? Today we're going to talk a little about TSA's reputation as I get the camera adjusted here. So, Dear Admiral Neffenger, fixing aviation security. First off, aviation security is essential to the United States, just as much as our power, water, food, and other transportation systems. It's not a nicety nor a luxury. Our nation's success is based on it. The 9/11 attacks resulted in the near economic collapse of the United States. When air travel slows down, flights are missed, business deals that people are relying on for their livelihood fall through, people lose jobs. That essential medical device doesn't get to the dying patient. The once-in-a-lifetime family vacation that is only possible through aviation fails to happen. The final trip to see an aging relative or maybe a sick child is missed. The trickle-down effect erodes the entire U.S. economy, which is based on aviation. We've built an economy based on aviation. It slowly cuts into our values, eats away at our way of life. For aviation to work, it must move efficiently, effectively, as safe and secure as possible. But we can't cut off its legs and expect it to continue to run. Please watch the new IMAX movie, Living in the Age of Airplanes. It really does a great job of explaining just how dependent this country is on aviation. I recently just saw it at Naval Air Station Pensacola at the Aviation History Museum, and narrated by Harrison Ford. Excellent movie. Really gives a good explanation of how dependent we are on aviation, not just in the United States, but in the world. Don't get target fixated. I'm sure you've heard the term, target fixation. It comes from the fighter pilot community, and it means that the pilot is getting too focused on one threat. They're focusing on one target. And he or she's ignoring other threats that are out there because they're so focused on one target. I get that your top priority will be screening. So do what's necessary to fix it. If the existing technology doesn't work, buy stuff that does. If the people aren't working, retrain them. If they can't be retrained, then this job isn't for them. They should seek employment elsewhere. Find them somewhere else that they're a better fit. Before TSA pushes out into other areas of aviation security, let's make sure their primary mission of protecting the front door is effective. But it's not just about finding prohibited items. It's about training people to make good decisions and to make them at the lowest level. By educating them on the mission and what they're trying to truly protect. As a former Coast Guard officer, both you and I know that the Coast Guard's exceptional at this. Please show TSA how to do this. Show them how to make good decisions at those local levels, at the individual officer levels. Once it's fixed, let's not spend a ton of time and energy and vital resources on trying to reduce the noise of the system. Look, there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be some issues. And we can't run around spending time just trying to get rid of the noise of the system, quite frankly. There's bigger issues to address. Fixing TSA's reputation, that is going to take some time, but it's a worthy endeavor. It's going to increase deterrence and prevent actual attacks. Customer service training is a must. But not just so that people feel better about their experience with TSA. Look, YouTube videos of TSA personnel yelling at passengers to respect the badge when they aren't even actually law enforcement officers, or trying to search passengers coming off a flight and not even being able to explain why the search is necessary or under what law the search is covered. Lame explanations and a clear misunderstanding of the rights of the citizens of the United States aren't going to fly. Nor is it telling people that just because they didn't write some website or rule that they don't have to abide by it. It's like a police officer saying, look, because I didn't write the law, I don't have to abide by it. These things continue to erode the reputation of TSA. And frankly, it minimizes the outstanding work that a lot of your transportation security officers are doing. I was a screener back in the 80s, long before TSA was even anything. I get it's a mind-numbingly boring job at times. It doesn't have to be. Teach them to be friendly, while also carefully teaching them how to carefully evaluate a person from a travel perspective and from a threat perspective. It's okay to be friendly and still be at condition yellow while maintaining a smile on your face. I get that many new TSA personnel came into the job believing they were the last line of defense against terrorism. But they need to stay in their lane, focus on that very important job. There was a lot of mission creep that occurred in the first decade of TSA's existence. Let others do their job. Not everyone gets to be the quarterback, but everyone on the team has an essential role. Customer service training, along with a real understanding of what aviation security is and what the role of the TSO is, will go a long way to rebuilding that respect. When people feel that there are competent individuals at the checkpoints making good decisions, following sensible processes, respect, trust, and eventually a perspective that these people really know what they're doing, that will slowly start to rebuild over time. This will add tremendous value to deterrence. Nobody wants to go up against the person that really knows what's going on, knows what they're doing. Tomorrow, we'll talk about focusing on the right things.